All right, so looking cool here with Chris from Trapt. How you doing, man?
I'm awesome. I just got down to Destin, Florida. Destin, Florida's opened up, and beaches are open, and all that good stuff. Drove from Cincinnati, Ohio, like a little north of that. At 2:30 in the morning, we left, and so now we're here and ready to just finally live our lives for the first time in a couple months. You know?
That's got to be great, man. Finally getting back out there.
Yeah.
So I understand that you guys actually have a new album coming out next month. Is that right?
Yeah, man. June 19th, Friday, June 19th, the album drops. We got the album ready for pre-order right now. On iTunes, everything else will be ready on Friday for pre-order stuff. And, yeah, we're really excited about it. It's called Shadow Work, and I really got into like psychology and the yin yang stuff, Carl Jung, and the light and dark, and the parts of you that you think are great and you love, and then the parts of you that you think suck and you'd rather not notice them ever. Like that kind of idea, like really hit home with me, and just I made sure I really question how much I push away the bad parts and ignore them, and I think, doing what I've done over the last couple of years, just like psychology stuff, like just advice on how to look at it. I think I just got in touch with that darker side a little more and a little more in control of it, and could use it for creativity and writing songs and everything. So this album is just really about that dichotomy between good and bad, good and evil, and light and dark kind of thing.
Now you're dropping actually 2 singles on Friday. Is that right?
Well, actually, it'd be 3. So we're doing "Make It Out Alive." The lyric video for that is coming out Friday. It's pretty awesome, like patriotic lyric video. We put a lot of 3D animation into it. It's awesome. And then we have a song called "Tell Me How You Really Feel," and then a ballad called "Far Enough Away." And those 3 will be out there for people to check out. And then the other songs drop June 19th.
And if you do a pre-order, you can actually get a cover of a Jewel song. Is that right?
Yeah, man. "Save Your Soul." We, I thought that was a cool song, but we wanted to challenge ourselves, kind of make it dark and make it our own, and slow it down. And I think it turned out really, really cool. I think people are going to dig it.
Now, it's got to be an interesting time. You said you're dropping a video, and it's a lyric video. You're not able to actually do a shoot yet, are you?
No, actually, we couldn't because our bass player's in California. But I think the video we did for it. It works great as without the band. It's just a really what the United States is going through right now, and just that we always end up going through the abyss, staring at the unknown, and then we get through it on the other side, and we're better for it. So that's the vibe in that song, and the video as well.
Now you guys are actually jumping right back on the road. Is that right?
We don't have shows till probably, I would say, July or August.
Okay, because I'm looking at your
some of that stuff's been rescheduled. Definitely there's nothing in May. So
okay, that's what I was making sure.
We may do the couple shows in June, but probably move them. Because the 2 shows in June are in like California, so the West Coast, and I don't know when they're opening up.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about, because I'm looking at the press release I just got, and I seen these dates, and I was just like, man, are you guys actually going to do that quick? I didn't know if certain states were allowed or whatnot.
They were on the books a long time ago, and I doubt that those will end up going to plan.
Now,
we'll just schedule them for fall.
Now, being a musician, man, and releasing a new album, how hard is that right now? Not being able to tour to get everything going.
I think everyone's sitting at home and they need to be entertained. So we figured let's put this record out, let people get into it, and pass the time, and just listen to what we think are as a great body of great songs and good hooks and good lyrics and all that stuff, good music, and get it out to them and do what we can to entertain. It's like I know me and my girl have watched every single Netflix freaking thing you could think of at this point. There's nothing left, so I feel the people's pain in that, so I want to do what I can to help them have a little bit more joy in their lives, And then after that, after a couple months, we'll get out there again.
Now, are you preparing yourself how shows are going to be once you're able to start touring?
I have no idea how they're going to be. I think that if they're going to do social distancing shows, I think that's going to be stupid. And I'm watching this, Facebook. It's making its rounds that Woodstock actually happened in the middle of two waves of a pandemic from Hong Kong. Like a H1N1 kind of deal in 1968 to 70, and Woodstock was held right between the two surges, the two peaks. And there was over 100,000 that passed away in the United States, 1.1 million around the world. So it seems like this kind of thing, and then another one happened in 1957. There's like 150,000 U.S. deaths on that one, and there's probably a lot less people. So I don't know. My position on this whole thing is, in 6 months, when the economy is just, we thought it was going to be temporary. This is not going to be temporary. It's like stopping a train going 90 miles an hour and then trying to start it up again. Hitting a wall and then trying to get the thing to go back to 80 miles an hour and take a long time. So the sooner we can do it, the better, and the sooner that we can just, life is, it throws you curveballs, and there's misery and there's bad stuff that happens, and I consider this virus thing like a war, and there's got to be some casualties. There already has been, but the economic toll, that could cause so much mental health and misery and nutrition problems, health problems, all that kind of stuff. So, it's just a big trade-off at the end of the day. So I really hope that they just, I don't think you're going to do shows if it's going to be, people have to stand 6 feet apart. It's just going to be stupid, Well, unless you do cool acoustic show, where everyone can, have, eat food and stuff, and it's chill, that's the only thing that would make sense, like acoustic vibe, where people are sitting at tables kind of thing, I don't think a big rock show is going to work. Everybody's got to be 6 feet apart. And then the mask on, they're screaming through the mask. I don't know, man.
Did you see the dude who was doing the show on Friday, the singer for Bishop Gunn, where it's like they're only letting 200 people into a 1,200 seat theater, and
wow,
they're spaced out.
Where is this?
That's going to be, I think it's in Arkansas is the first show there.
How bizarre! So they're going to be spaced out.
Yeah, man.
They can't even touch each other.
It's a seated venue.
They're going to drink alcohol. They're going to drink booze.
You got to buy the block of tickets to sit next to each other. So if there's each row has between 4 and 6
seating. There's actual seats.
Yeah.
I guess like a theater. Well, I guess so. Yeah. They'll probably do that with movie theaters too. But I just don't. I don't. Like everybody, everywhere in every city in the United States, I think, has a grocery store, right? A market, a supermarket where everyone goes to in their given town, right?
Yeah.
So every single person that lives in your town with you has gone to that freaking grocery store. You all got to get food and supplies. You're all going to the same places and then going home. And then going back to the grocery store and going home. And it's like, I just think that the fear element of this and the actual just control of people, and they're just like, oh, control us. It's like, save us from ourselves. Like, I can't get down with it. It's like, it's 1984 Big Brother craziness that I hope ends very quickly,
Now, being a touring musician, how does this affect you having to cancel all those dates? I'm sure there was production value. There was.
Well, we had, our dates were far enough away where, our big tours weren't gonna, we were gonna do a big tour in April, and that just got moved to October. So, plenty of time, right? So, the only big, month-long tour we have so far is October, because I think they moved it to, October to be safe. But I don't know. I don't know. We have not had an issue because we can't tour. So the way I look at it, Trapt, we like to do a couple weeks here, a week here, a weekend there, weekends back to back, and not like do 8 weeks in a row, So all this is going to do is take that schedule and then pack it into like 3 months. And then we'll probably even do better, but it's like we'll have to be out longer, which is, can take its toll on your mental health with a bunch of dudes on a bus. But for the most part, it doesn't really affect, monetarily. Like we could do the same amount of shows over 9 months, or we could do the same amount of shows over 3 months. So that's kind of what's going to happen. Is that what was going to be like 9 months of shows or 8 months of shows? It's going to now be in the fall.
Now, when things start back up, are you going to be able to do things like meet and greet, or is there going to be crowd interaction? Are you going to?
I will. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to get this virus. I mean, like there was a meat packing plant where a bunch of people, like over 400 people, tested positive for this coronavirus, and not one of them had a symptom. Not one. And then you have like high percentage of people who have antibodies to the coronavirus, but they never had it. They didn't even think they didn't have it at all. But it's obviously they did get it in their system if they're going to make antibodies for it. So I mean, a huge percentage of the population aren't getting any symptoms, and I get, well, you can spread it to people who are compromised, immune compromised, and all that. And it's just, what's the trade-off? It's like we have 3 million people who pass away every year in the United States, and I don't see people crying about heart disease, and it's like the number one killer, like people eating, certain ways or whatever causes that, and no one says anything. It's just like media tells you what to be passionate about, what to care about. Like some people, I can't get down with it. So I hope that people just understand life is life, and you can't save everybody from, nature, and every little thing that comes along that's less than ideal, So I just think there's like two schools of thought, I guess. Some people are like, let's just stay home and save as many lives as possible, but it's like that's gonna make you feel good, I guess, for a couple months. But then when you're out of a job, and unemployment's not enough, and some checks not enough, I don't know. I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like 3 to 6 months from now, I think people are gonna be like, we gotta live our lives. We flatten this curve, and none of the hospitals are in danger of being overrun at this point right now. And unless you see that danger coming, I don't think you should be shutting down economies.
Now, when you're a musician and you mentioned that you're booking shows for October, you're trying to figure things out. How packed do you think this schedule is going to be? I mean, every band out there is going to want to start trying to book shows.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we have them. We have most of our shows booked. That our April tour went to October, and so that's really the biggest swap. Just this one tour we're going to do is going to be in October. So I'm sure we'll do some touring before that. Before that October. I'd like to do like a good month in August and a good month in October, and like some weekend stuff here and there from July, maybe some weekend stuff in July, some weekend stuff in September, and that's where we'll be at. Might do like 70 shows or 60 shows over those 4 months.
Now, in the early phases, man, I think routing could be a nightmare with certain states not letting you do shows and whatnot. It's going to be hard to pick out where you can play and whatnot.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I hope people rise up and they say, look, we overreacted. We let fear rule us. We were not being logical in any way, completely emotional about this. And I just hope some of the leaders step up and just see the economic damage and the misery that a bad economy, a poor country or, a poorer country, exacts on people. So I'm holding out hope that everybody comes to their senses over the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks. And when we're like, we should have just shut stuff down. And, maybe New York City, totally, and 100-mile radius of that. But other than that, maybe parts of Michigan. I don't know, but that was it. You know, California's got like 2,600 deaths from this in 3 months, and they've had more than that from the flu. Way more. You know, so California makes no sense to me with what Gavin Newsom's doing. So they're not hit hard. They're not a hard hit state, and they have so many people in that state. You know, most populous state. So it's a power grab, man. That's what it looks like to me. So.
Well, I mean, I totally understand. I'm from New York. I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you must be losing your mind over there, huh?
Oh, dude. It's
like your whole life. Yeah, I mean, you can't go anywhere. It's because it's pretty much the epicenter, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
You feel it. You live it every day. But at least, you know, the economy would be better for New Yorkers if the rest of the country was opened up, you know? Especially, you know, people who work from home or, you know, do a job that takes care of people other than just their local area, you know? So, with every state that opens up, it's just going to help the whole country, you know?
Oh, for sure. I mean, people are getting that itch now. I mean, they got like...
Oh, I've talked to so many people about, like, they're just, they don't want people, it's like the racism thing, you know, it's like they don't want to be called racist, they don't want to be called, you know, that they have no heart, and they don't care about people's lives and stuff, and it's like, you know, they do, but they care about their life too, you know, so it's just, like I said, it's a trade-off, and I think that the country shutting down for a couple months, and knowing the toll that's going to take economically, I think that good people do that. You know, no one should be looking at themselves after 2 months of lockdown and saying, "Hey, let's open it up here. It might be some more deaths than if we just stay home forever." But you know, and you see all there's less deaths in all the other categories because no one's going out fighting, getting drunk, or going to the emergency room, or getting hit by cars, or any of that. You know. So all the other causes of deaths are dropping. So I would think at the end of the year we're going to still be around that same 3 million that's every year. Ugh. Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's definitely nuts when you think about it.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about it a lot. Sure, everybody has.
Now, one thing I want to talk to you about is the social media posts I've been going on with you, man.
It's pretty easy to figure it out. So I went out. I've said this stuff before in like 2015. You know, I just hate the conversation of white privilege, and I hate that. You know, I'm half Mexican myself, and I never look and see color. You know, you're this or that, or you know, Americans are Americans to me, and I just don't entertain that whole who's got the privilege thing. And I'm like, you know, with the Civil Rights Act, 1965. You know, these people really protested and really made their voices heard, and the Constitution was changed. You know, amendments were added, and the government, how they treated certain people changed. You know, and then 55 years later, we're here. So I mean, I started with that. You know, like just this one race baiter guy on Twitter, this guy named Talbert Swan. He's like a bishop or like a priest or something, but he's really just a race baiter, just every day, bam, 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 going after Trump, going after whoever he can. And I just got into it with him. And I was like, you know what, white privilege doesn't exist. And I put the hashtag and I was going for it. And then I support Trump too. And so those two things, I got a lot of hate for that. And the hate was like insulting me or my band or saying that, you know, nobody likes you, nobody listens to you, you have no fans and stuff. And I was like, well, no, but here are the numbers. So I started throwing the numbers out. And then other bands started tweeting about me or ripping on me for a lot of my views. But then some of these bands also came to also say, oh, you aren't shit, and you don't do anything with your career, blah blah blah, which is just not true. And so it's just a matter of standing up for what I want to say on my platforms, and then just defending myself and my band that I care a lot about. So it's just like nobody's been a bigger man or a better, going back and forth. It's Twitter. It's like it's a total shit posting website. It's not like we're all there to like smile at each other and take selfies. We're going after each other in a lot of ways. And it's like I find it funny that I'm the one who's melting down. I'm just the one who's being is being attacked from all sides because I'm saying things that aren't popular on Twitter. It's very, very left-leaning, liberal social media site, like different than Facebook. So that's where that whole started. So, and then the Ice-T thing, it was just that somebody asked me, like saying, well, Ice-T and Bite can't kill you, and because we were talking about Sumerian bands or something like that. I was like, oh, let me check. And then I'm like, no, actually, I guess Trapt has way more listeners and, all that stuff on Spotify and all that good stuff. And that guy tagged Ice-T in that, and Ice-T saw it. And then he's like, "Oh, I'll see you around, like one day," or like as if I'm gonna beat you up for saying you have more streaming listeners than I do. I mean, he must have been saying like, "You need to respect the OG" or something, but I don't buy into that crap, So that happened, and then it was just a back and forth. That's like if someone's gonna talk shit at me, then I'm gonna say it back, I'm gonna defend myself. I'm not gonna do the turn that cheek thing. Or, just let it go, or be the bigger. Nobody does that, You get emotional about something, and you get into a debate or an argument, and you go for it,
Now, do you actually plan on boxing him?
Dude, look, if Ice-T was like, I want you in the ring, that's it, I'd be like, all right, we gotta do it. I'm not gonna back down from any challenge. But then I also tweeted, I'm like, that would look so stupid for you and me. We'd look like idiots at our age, So that's basically how that ended, It was like, I never went and said, I never went after Ice-T until all the fans kept saying, you guys gotta fight and all this stuff. So I just sent a tweet that was like kind of tongue in cheek. Just kind of sounded angry. Like, I'll rip you apart, Ice-T, blah, blah, blah. Like, hey, I didn't start this, but your fans or whatever. And then, then the Diablo guy came in, and I guess he, had Ice-T's back or whatever. And then that guy wanted to do a boxing match, and I was like, whatever, hit me up, and we'll try to make it work. Sounds good. But just nobody from Revolver contacted me to try to do that because it's stupid. Yeah, it's really dumb.
I mean, it really seems like you're getting the shit under the stick here, man. I mean, you got all these people that are just fucking coming at you.
Yeah, it's because of the things I started saying. Supporting Trump, and socially thinking certain things are over with, and we need to move on and be Americans and do, stop looking at each other with what color you are, what color I am, all that kind of stuff. And that started the whole thing. So had I not just used Twitter the way I want to use it, with politically and socially, none of this would happen. So. It started. People get. How people get. They get angry. How dare you think that, or how dare you have that opinion? They're very intolerant of other people. Doing my thing on Twitter. I'm not. If I'm going after you, it's a debate, and I'm telling you why I think you're wrong. And you're doing that to me, and blah blah blah. And then there's people just going to come and insult, just throw out insults instead of debating things.
No, I mean, I can't blame you for going ahead and sticking up for yourself. I mean, I would.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, and the other people that are attacking me, like, I'm not trying to act like a victim or anything. I'm not trying to be like, oh, they're attacking me and it's hurting my feelings. I'm like, just don't get mad at me when I say something even meaner back sometimes. That's what I think is so funny. It's like, I'm only responding to people at the same level that they're coming at me. I mean, if someone's polite and they're like, hey, I don't agree with you and how you said this or that, and then I'll respond in the same manner, But if you're going to come after me like an asshole, then you're most likely going to be an asshole back to you.
I mean, it's got to piss you off that you had so many different bands that decided to throw in their 2 cents and chime in.
Yeah, but I also called them liberal Bernie bitch bands, So it's not like I was an angel or anything. And that's why I think it's whatever. Everybody was entertained by it. Everybody had a great time watching the tweets for 4 weeks or whatever, 6 weeks it was. So everybody got what they wanted out of it. And, try to make people fight and emotion everywhere and blah, blah, blah. And, to me, Twitter is just like a total psychological experiment. Like, Can you trigger people? Can you get under their skin? And it's like I have fun doing that to a certain degree, and so I'm sure a lot of that ends up in my tweets, and people get mad at me for it, and then they talk their shit back, and and so it dies out. And it's pretty much died out, I think, at this point.
Now, there's going to be no long-term bullshit over this, right? I mean, let's say you got to do a big festival. You think bands are going to be like, oh, fuck that, I don't want to, over the beef that you had on Twitter, they don't want to play together or something like that?
Look, do we play with any of those bands anyways? No. So, I don't care. I don't care if we play with Dream. I don't care if we play with, I don't know, I don't even know some of the other bands' names. Attila. I don't care if I play with a metalcore or a metal band ever again. I don't care. Trapt is just a rock, alternative rock band. We're not like post-grunge alternative rock. There's not even like new metal much in Trapt's music, So I just, it's just completely different styles of music. So I don't. And I was just making fun of the fact that all those metalcore bands are all Bernie fans, and they all hate Trump. It's a prerequisite to be in their group or in their club.
Right.
You got to proclaim your hate for Trump, and that's that.
Yeah, I mean,
so I just want to take the other side. I want to take the other side. I support my country, and then I support the guy who's running it. So that I didn't really come out in 2016, about my support for him. But when this lockdown happened and he was getting shit left and right, then I was like, I'm gonna stand up for him. I'm gonna at least so I feel good about that I did something and didn't just feel this way and just be silent, because I know a lot of bands that appreciate what he's doing and all that, but they would never say it publicly. So I want to be like, well, you can do it and you won't lose all your fans. You won't lose it all. So you can. Another trade-off. You might lose some fans, but at the same time, it's like you're speaking up for what's important to you, or what you're passionate about. And I think fans should care about that. You shouldn't have to be their monkey dancing around.
Oh, I 100%, man. I mean, I definitely have more respect for you from the things you've been saying and getting out there and defending yourself.
Yeah, and it's like I will admit that I say things that are inflammatory, and it's my style of tweeting, and I would say to other people the same thing. But I have not singled anybody out and saying, "Oh, this band would be fun to go after today." None of that happened. I never ever thought to go after Ice-T. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. That just happened because, he would see my tweets and then he would retweet them and talk about how, you have respect for your elders or whatever he's saying. But, it is what it is. But I just think, when I use Twitter, I have fun using it in the same way that everyone's using it to shitpost at me or tweet at me. So I just feel like no one's melting down, or nobody's like the little man who's not getting over things or letting things go. Everybody's when people get emotional about something, they act like just a child, just like any other kid. Like when you're not emotional, you can be the most moral, holier than thou person in the world. But as soon as someone triggers you or gets under your skin, you're gonna probably say some stuff that probably wouldn't say if you weren't triggered. So I'm not perfect in my control, but the general theme is defending yourself and I also try to have fun doing it and spreading the word and saying, you guys all seem like you're in the same echo chamber and you all think the same and talk the same and act the same from what I see. And no one even disagreed with that. That's what I was funny. Nobody was like, "What do you mean? That's not me. I'm not I don't think the same way." It's like, they're like, "Yeah, I guess." Like they didn't say anything to put that to rest. So whatever.
Now, do you think if everyone wasn't stuck here in quarantine, the shit would have got as big as it did?
No, it would never have happened because the like 5 or 6 different online outlets, or news outlets, music news, is covered various things I was tweeting, or it was like every other day for a couple weeks there. And I think it's because they had nothing else to cover, and there was no one touring. There was nothing happening. So I totally think that's why this got so much coverage and press, and so many people were privy to it. I think it's totally because of the quarantine lockdown shit.
Now, earlier you mentioned that you probably don't even have a nu metal sound anymore. What kind of sound can we expect to hear on Shadowwork?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, yeah, just alternative rock, post-grunge sound, but more just alternative rock. It's not like Kiss or Joan Jett rock and roll. It's just alternative rock, and I think that's what I grew up listening to. And I definitely got into nu metal here and there, but we don't have that hip hop thing that you need to have with the metal that makes it nu metal. It's like Headstrong's verses are not nu metal in any way. It's just having that's like the chorus of Headstrong. I don't maybe Still Frame a little bit more nu metal because it's more bouncy and stuff, but I don't. When I think of a Trapt, I don't think of Korn and Limp Bizkit,
Right.
Or Rage Against the Machine or Deftones. So I just think totally. It's just I like songs. I like lyrics and hooks and melody, and just a well orchestrated song, and that's all I try to do is make it something that even acoustically will sound good. Like you and the guitar can just come out there on a stage and blow a few hundred people away, and just a little intimate thing, right in front of them, and they're singing every word kind of thing. And I think if you can do that, then making it more a little bit like electric and a little harder and a little bit more dimensional and all that kind of stuff, is easier when you write on the acoustic first. And a lot of songs like that. Occasionally we'll have something where we jam it all together, or someone has a little riff or something in there. But a lot of times I'll come up with the basic core of the song, just acoustic and vocal. And I'm a huge Dave Matthews fan. I'm a huge Nirvana and Alice in Chains and all that stuff. And then I definitely got into Korn and Limp Bizkit and all that. So and then I like Fleetwood Mac and U2 and Pink Floyd. I think that rounded it out for me in my early 20s or late teens, I guess. But put all that together and you got Trapt.
Now, what made you want to release all 3 singles all at once?
I wanted to give people like a good taste of what the different types of songs will be on there. So they get our lives like your rock song, or just it's melodic to me, and it's got a big hook and a lot of power to it, And then tell me how you really feel is like an echo, but up tempo and like just real catchy and driving and all that good stuff, and just a lot of dynamics to it. And then we have a ballad that Go Far Enough Away that I think it's kind of like a song we did called Ready When You Are on our 3rd record. And so we just wanted to show the 3 styles that are kind of going on the record, and then there's other songs that kind of have those 3 styles, or one of those 3 styles. But I think that the songs just are definitely not an album where you're going to put it in and hear the same song over and over again,
Now, do you plan on doing any social media concerts, like maybe just you and a guitar or anything like that?
Well, we did April 2nd, we did me and my guitar player in my little bar in my basement. We did a Facebook Live acoustic, so we played for about an hour and a half. Played like 15, 16 songs, I think. It was awesome. We had a great time.
Do you plan on doing it again with showing some of the new music?
I definitely am working on acoustic versions of some of these songs, and once I get it the way I want it, I'll probably do something like that. Just with some new songs versus like a whole concert.
Now, it's got to be an interesting shift. I mean, you see so many of these bands trying to go to that online platform because it's the only way of performing, but it's never going to beat.
No, it's so weird, too, because when you're playing, it's like you're just rehearsing. Like there's no people there. So it's like a big part of a rock show, and a metal show, I'm sure, or metalcore. I know a big part of a rock show is the crowd participation. I mean that makes a show awesome or not. You know how many people are having a great time. So that when that aspect goes away, you're just kind of watching the guy perform, but it's not a show. You know, it's not going to a show.
Now, back to the crowd participation talk. I mean, if there's going to be social distancing for rock shows, is that going to affect the way you're performing? I mean, if you're not allowed to...
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a huge difference when you have, like people, you know, shoulder to shoulder, you know, all bobbing their heads, having a great time singing every word, and then, like, playing in front of a crowd where it's like everybody has to sit in seats. It's just a whole different vibe, you know? It's just, you know, one's for, like, you know, like a theater where there's seats. It's like, yeah, the acoustic's way better for that because people just want to hear the song and sing along to it. But then, you know, when there's movement and it's a big rock show, people, you know, have to be able to move, you know, because it just makes you move as the artist. So totally changes, you know, depending on how much energy is in that crowd. That's definitely going to be the energy in the band.
One thing I've noticed with you guys is that you guys have a tremendous following. I mean, your social media is off the hook. The downloads that you guys get.
Yeah, man. I'm, you know, all I set out to do is try to make a good living or a great living at doing what I love to do, and then, you know, being able to say what I want to say. I mean, I've been doing this stuff on Facebook since like 2014 with the Michael Brown thing came out, and I was like, that's not the guy you want to use as your poster child for police killing unarmed black men. He reached for a gun, and there's all the evidence here. There was no hands up thing. You know, the bullet wounds showed that he was charging ahead, and his head was down, not standing straight up, or hands up like, oh, don't do it. All that was proven wrong. The media went with it. I did a huge post on that. That was like probably one of the first social media. It was like August 2014 or something like that. But that was probably the first time I was like, this is BS, and that made my point known. And some people got pissed, and some people thought it was right. I did some follow-up posts on that, and I've been doing that ever since. Yeah.
Now, the people that want to follow up, they want to pre-order, they want to see your social media. Where do they go? What do they do?
I think the best place to interact with Trapt is the Trapt Facebook. It's just Trapt official. And you know, it's funny, we lost our blue check mark, and I can only assume it's because of the you know, the political posts, and I guess I don't know. I have no idea why they took it at all, but you know, they did. But I don't care as long as I can say what I want to say, and then also post new music or old music or whatever, or shows and things we're doing. And also, you know, like just have it be like a mix between social commentary, political commentary, and music, and what we're doing with that music and where we're going to play it and all that. Like, as long as I can do that, I don't need to have any kind of verification mark or anything like that. I think people are pretty, they know that page. It's just a lot of people thought that was funny that they would take my blue check mark, man. Hilarious.
Now, have you been doing any training just in case you do have to fight any of these guys?
Well, I'm always hitting the gym and you know, just in case, you know, and I've been in my share of altercations, just like anybody, so I'm not afraid of anybody trying to fight me or whatever. It's like, you know, if somebody wants to attack me, I'm going to, again, defend myself. I'm not a guy who goes out there trying to fight people at bars, so, you know. But I will stand up for myself. If someone's coming at me in a certain way, you're going to probably get that back or more, you know.
Well, good for you, man. You know, glad to see you're up there defending yourself.
Yeah.
Keeping the music alive, you know what I mean? And being yourself.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the interview.
Thank you very much. On Friday, we have 3 singles coming out, and the album drops on June 19th, and hopefully the world fucking opens up and we get to see you on tour and everyone lives their life.
I'm hoping we can do some smaller like intimate stuff and play a bunch of new stuff, you know, in July. I'm hoping, you know, and then do a big August and September and October. That's
All right,
the
man.
idea.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again.
Very cool. All right, man. You take care.
Take care.
All right. Bye.